What is awesome ones? This is Disaffected here. Welcome back to an episode of Dramatical Murder Reconnected. And awesome ones today. About goddamn time. We're done with Vitry's route. I'm not even gonna lie. It was hard, like, wanting to play or just to make an episode for you awesome about Vitry. Seriously, like, I didn't want to. I was not eager to play Dramatical Murder because of those two. Seriously, like, no. Like, so much no. Anyway, so thank goodness we're going straight into the Lens Good route. And I think some of you awesome ones said that there is two other routes, if I'm correct. After we finish the Lens Good out. But before we get to those other two, after we finish the Lens Good route, obviously we have to do that in order to get those two. We're probably going to be doing some mini games or maybe some other things on here. We did Alobas tweet log last time, so we'll probably do something else. But anyways, the awesome ones, without further ado, oh my goodness, this is about goddamn time I can say this. We can finish Lens Good route. I just been dying. We got Vitry out of the way. That's all that matters. We're done with them. Screw the virus and screw the trip. We're not going to be tripping on any other things. No more anacondas. No more king of the fucking jungles. We're done. We're going straight into the dog. The hot dog. So, yeah, let's just do that, actually. Oh, and obviously Phone-chan over there. She's just wanting to get in the action. I don't blame her. I don't blame her because who doesn't want to get the hot dog in? What the shit is this? Watch official works. Watch news story. Huh? What? What am I supposed to choose? I was like, oh, okay, we're going straight into it. It's like, oh no, we're going straight into a choice. I'm honestly caught off guard. I'm not lying. Yeah, watch official works, Donnie. I'm gonna go ahead and choose new story because I don't know. Yeah, let's. I'm not sure. I kind of want to look this up, but I kind of don't. Oh, let's go do story. I don't know what the hell to choose. That was weird. It's been a few months since Ren was discharged from the hospital. He's been living with me since. Although it was hard for his body to adjust after he left the hospital, he's able to move around normally now. But he still had to be in rehab, so we continue with it at home. Things like stretching his arms and legs going up and down the stairs. At first he stayed at home for rehab, but once I thought he could move around pretty well, I asked him something. Okay, wait a second. What is happening? I'm so confused. I'm gonna look this up really quickly because I am so confused right now. So hang on a second, awesome ones. Well, awesome ones, I asked some of you on the Skype chat and none of you helped me out. Thank you very much. I guess we'll go with this one because I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know. Actually, oh god, this is too confusing for me. Like, I really don't know which one to choose, so out of curiosity, I kind of want to go off like immediately of what happened in Ren's route. What happened in Ren's route now? Now I kind of forgot because this threw me off completely. So here, we're going to go back. And no, we're not quitting game. We're not quitting game. No, 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 no. We're just going to go back and see what would happen if, well, here, let's go back to choice. Because I am so confused. Like, I'm not sure if we're supposed to choose that one or just go, anyways, watch official works. I'm just seeing what the difference is, because right now I'm definitely confused. This is after Platinum Oval Tower collapse. Yeah, we should go off this one. I feel like there's an actual chronological story going on, but that was really weird. I don't know if that was supposed to be like, if it's part of the original story, that one that we just chose, or if it's not. But anyways, God, it threw me off completely. Oh, let's go straight into it. Okay, yeah, Oval Towers collapse. Unfortunately so. Hopefully it comes back. Well, we'll rise up. Once Alobas see Ren again, oh, it's gonna rise up definitely. But it's been half a year since I learned that Ren, say, was in a hospital in the old residential district and went to see him. Oh, say. That was sad, and we barely even knew him. It's still depressing. I was in a full disbelief when I saw Ren sleeping on the hospital bed. It looked like Sei at a glance, but when I looked closer, I saw that his attitude and eye color was Ren's, but I still wasn't able to understand what exactly happened. I slowly realized that Ren had returned, and I was so happy that my entire body wanted to scream out. I also wanted to well, do other things, I'm sure, but try my hardest not to do so. I said this to Len while trying not to cry. Aww. Welcome back to the Abudi world. I'm sure he wants a piece of that. Go doggy style, you know what I'm talking about. Also, his favorite position, we all know this by now. Didn't stay in the hospital for some time after that. Because he had slept so long and didn't move much, he went through the rehabilitation while he was hospitalized. He tried his hardest from the beginning. When just walking looked extremely painful to him, I made an effort to help him along. As he went on with rehab, he was eventually able to walk on his own. His recovery was so quick that the doctor in charge let him out a week earlier than planned, saying it was alright for him to go home. Rehabilitation still wasn't over, but I was really glad that he was able to be discharged. The day he was discharged is when he went doggy style on me. No, okay. Too soon? Yeah, no, a little bit too soon for the time being, at least. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. While Len and I slowly walked home from the hospital, I held his hand for support. Len watched his feet along the way. He was concentrating on him walking. The old residential district streets weren't all that pretty, covered with trash and garbage cans all over the place. He must have been careful not to trip over any of it. Oh, no pun intended. That's right, Aoba. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You're learning from me now. Oh, man, I put a virus in him, I think. You know, the pun virus, if you will. Yeah, pun was intended. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. That didn't need much as help as I lightly held his hand. That was fine for him. It was eel. For the time being. We got home in the time it usually took, and then stood in front of the house looking at the familiar sight. Oh, I felt something filled my chest when I saw his expression. Is it determination? Or is this, you're just saying about some sweetness being poured in you in your bed, huh? Which one is it? Let me know. It was the first time Ren saw his home in person. I wonder what he's feeling. Without asking him, I lightly pushed Ren into the house from behind his back. I wonder how Granny's gonna react. You've been doing your dog? Who knows? I would be freaking out. I'm like, what the shit? Why? After he came home from the hospital, we continued a simple sort of rehab at home. Well, I know, Ren's not technically a dog, it's on all me, but still, I mean, that's a little bit awkward. Just a really tad bit. And if you want to make it more weirder, I mean, Ren was technically a part of Alobas, so Aoba kind of just, you know, he loves himself to more than 1 degree, if you will. It was true when the doctor said that the recovery was quick, and Ren was able to move on his own in no time. But even though he was able to move around, Ren didn't skip out on rehab. It was kind of like Len to be that way, to be so diligent, and I helped him all the way. But it still wasn't good for his body when he went beyond his limits. Len would rest at home while I was at work, and then we'd do rehab when I got home. It lowered the risk of any accidents happening while I wasn't there that way. And with that schedule, Len and I went through our daily lives together. Well, ain't that adorable? The question is, can he move his hips? If you know what I'm saying. No pun intended. It's been around a month after he was discharged. I'm able to relax at home because I'm off work. I had finished a late lunch with Len, and I'm lazing around in my room. Oh, wait, do you have some gaming systems? When did you have these? And your room is somewhat clean. That's a first. Granny had left to see an acquaintance in the morning and had left us for breakfast. I made some sauteed eggplant and chicken seasoned miso for lunch. Well, you know, the chicken seasoned miso, I mean, that doesn't sound too bad, but the sauteed eggplant. Aoba, how big are you? Are you trying to hint this on? Yeah, you seasoned it. I'm pretty sure you seasoned it all for Len to lick it up. I mean, he was a dog at one point, so he's probably really good at licking, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, man. You can tell I'm happy just leaving Vitrash out. Anyways, oh, God. I think I over-seasoned it. Oh, no, it's never over-seasoned. Again, it's Len. He'll lick that shit up. You know what I'm talking about. But Len told me it was a tasty and ate it. Oh, God. My mind's already in that zone, Oswald. It's already there. my alter ego is coming out of me. Awesome perverted one. Oh my god, but it looked like it was still too hard for him to use chopsticks. Is anyone else getting this image in my head now? What have I done? So I gave him a spoon so he can eat it. Go on. These are old spoons and forks. We had a light practice him going up and down the stairs, and then we went back to my room. Oh god. Then he's sitting on the bed reading a magazine on his knees, holding it up in his hands. I'm sorry. The wording in this so far is just like setting me up perfectly. You use eggplant, you use seasoned eggplants, you use him just holding it with chopsticks or trying to. I mean, I'm pretty sure Aloba's eggplant is pretty heavy if you know what I'm saying. And now he's on his knees. Yeah, I don't need to go any further into that, I think. This is part of Rehab 2. I'm sure it is, Aoba. Sure it is. It's just some informational magazine. Not the most interesting thing to read. But Ren told me that reading a magazine was something fresh and new to him. Maybe Ren felt like it was more new to him than I thought it would be. As I searched the web, I realized that I was about to grab a hair tie to put my hair up like usual. I always leave a tie on my desk and put my hair down when I went out. I didn't want people to touch my hair when I had a sensation in it, so I always tied it up. I could tie it as tight as I wanted it to be so it wouldn't hurt too much. It wasn't rubber, so it didn't hurt too bad. I don't have a sensation in my hair anymore, but still a habit. Because it's a habit, I still do it. It's also nice to feel a little breeze on my neck, and there isn't any reason to stop, so I put my hair up when I go out. Today's a holiday, so whatever. I look back to my computer screen. An ad for a new all-mate parts catches my eye. That's a little awkward to talk about. You would think it would be awkward. With a small sigh, I look at my coil. I lost my all-mate lens, so I decided to put all the handy functions of my all-mate onto my coil. Traffic, maps, emails, notices, phone stuff, all that jazz. I don't really do rhyme anyway, so it's not like I need an all-mate much. It would have been annoying to keep it, and the truth is that my coil is enough for me now. Thinking back, I only used Ren all that time, not because of his functions, but because he was so important to me, although I wasn't very aware of it at the time. Aww. I let Len's all-mate frame in my room with the power off. Aww. I put it onto Len's favorite cushion so it looked as if it was sleeping. Oh, that's adorable. Oh. I thought about using Len's default instead of expanding my coil, but decided not to. Because he's the one that I see sitting on my bed, reading a magazine right now. And besides, I love Len's all-mate body. It's important to me. Okay. Well, what do you mean by love, huh? What do you mean by love? Because, I mean... And which all-mate body you're talking about? I mean, there is two bodies in the room. I think I know which one you... I think I know what you mean. Don't get me wrong, but... It'd be nice to be a little bit more clear. No pun intended. Because, well... I mean, technically, the other side is his all-mate's body. Because that body that's sitting on your bed right now that you love, which I don't blame ya. Well, technically, it was in the all-mate as well. Was it? Because I hope it went to Ren's brain. So, yeah, I mean, technically, it is his all-mate's body inside his brain. So, that's why I'm like saying be more clear. Again, no pun intended. If I used him, I would have given him a different name. But I really didn't like that for some reason. Even if it's different now, that body is still Ren. So I thought I'd treasure it even if it didn't work. When I talked with Ren about it, he wasn't really against it. It looked like he had mixed feelings, but he was also a little happy about it. It's probably special to him as well. Of course, it was the body that he was used to being in for all that time. Although he was able to gain a human body, it was all thanks to Sei. It really wasn't Ren's body. Maybe that was the reason he wasn't able to move when he woke up in the hospital. I thought that he was so weak that he would stay bedridden in the hospital the whole time, but the doctor said that Ren's muscles were only a bit weaker than normal. It was hard for him to even walk at first, let alone move his limbs, so he had to be fed, helped into the bathroom, help up when he could walk, be changed, practice talking, and all those other things. Yeah, in case you don't remember exactly, because I kind of forgot, but it kind of just all hit me right now. So, if you don't remember, they captured Sei. They found Sei's body, they put it in the thingamajig, or in the hospital, but then when we went back and we couldn't find Ren was gone, but then, boom! Somehow Ren replaced Sei's body, and then it all went from there. So I'm assuming Ren's form into Sei's body, and now he's in Sei's body, I guess it makes it. I think that's. I could definitely be wrong. Don't give me like. Yeah. Anyways, let me know in the comment box if that makes any sense, or if you could clarify that for me, please. If you can, make it more clear. Okay, that was intended that time, but yeah, like I can see like why his body's weak, because if he is in Sei's body, if Ren is in Sei's body, then that would make sense. Because remember, Sei was like practically dead looking to everybody, so it would make sense why it's so weak right now. That's what my thinking is, at least. It wasn't fun, but it wasn't terrible helping Ren when he was giving it his all. In a way, it made me happy to watch him get better. When he was doing well in rehab, I brought him home. Granny was making dinner in the kitchen. Before I told every detail about Ren's body was actually Sei's. Okay, so I was right. Thank you, Granny. Thank you. Or Aoba. But so she understood. But when she first saw him in the flesh, she seemed pretty surprised. Because Granny was probably like, holy he's hot. Granny jumped at the side of Ren. For her body rig as she gripped a kitchen knife.
信じられないかもしれないんだけど前に話しただろ
Okay, Cameron, I know you're excited.
だよ
I know you're excited to see Ren's body just like Granny is right now, I'm sure. But you need to calm down because I don't want you to EQ right in front of me. You see what I'm saying here? Yeah, let's not do that. Here, I'm going to calm you down. Just chill. Okay, Cameron, I see you blushing right now. It's actually kind of adorable, but I'm serious. Do not EQ all over the floor. I don't want to clean up like last time. Anyways, well, what am I saying? You might not believe it. Oh, yeah. With a blank face, she listened without a blink or a nod, but the surprise eventually left her. Her expression turned apologetic. She walked up to Ren and said, "Okaeri."
Bacha.
It sounded like she was saying that to both Ren and Sei. Okay, well that's kind of weird than what I just said earlier. Granted, I might have feelings, but I was able to speak better after having been discharged from the hospital. It was hard for him to make facial expressions at first, but eventually he was able to move around easily. When he was able to move around freely, I noticed that he looked a lot more like Ren compared to when I first saw him. Even though he was technically both Ren and Sei, they have their little differences now. Ren's online mode avatar was a little bit more built, and I remember Sei as someone a lot more thin and fragile. Everything seemed to be changing, his skin, eye color, his voice, so now I can really recognize him as Ren. And his height. He was taller than me before. What about now? I'm sorry, Alba. I hate to tell you this, but I'm pretty sure, I'm like almost 100% sure that you're still going to be the bottom bitch and you're going to be shorter. Ren looks up from his magazine, puts it on the bed, and stands up. He rubs his eyes. It's a bit of an oh moment when I see him do that. This is a habit he had since he was hospitalized. Recently, he's been rubbing his eyes a lot. When I asked him about it, he just told me that he didn't know himself and did it unconsciously. When I heard him say that, I wonder if that was one of Sei's habits. The Sei I never really knew. I didn't have much of a clue, and it could have been a habit that Ren picked up all of a sudden, but I had a feeling that it was from Sei.
そのまままっすぐ立ってろよ。そのままな。
He's gonna be taller, I know it. I stand close to Ren, our chest almost touching, and compare our heights with my hand over my head. My hand goes up to Ren's lips.
お前、現実の世界でもやっぱり俺より背高いのかよ。
How does it feel, Aoba, huh? You're so mini bottom, bitch. By the way, okay, just pointing out there, it's still really strange. Assuming they are gonna have, like, you know, that scene, if you will. And you know what I'm talking about, doggy style, but, I mean, yeah, Ren's doing you, but in Sei's body. Just think about that for a second. This is literally self-fest, whatever you want to call it, like, to a whole nother level. I'm just pointing it out there. Just a tad bit strange is all I'm trying. Okay, no, it's more than that, but you know what I'm trying to say. No pun intended. I pout a little, and then blinks his eyes in surprise.
これは俺のせいではない。もともとセイは青葉より1センチ背が高い。
How did you know that?
この差は1センチってもんじゃねえだろうが。
I push my hand onto Ren's lip, and he makes a troubled face. Satisfied with that look, I laugh and pet his head.
いいんだけどな、別に。
But after he touches his lips, you figure out, like, oh, he's actually really hot.
そうなのか。
I pet his head again to reassure him, and then my gaze moved to Ren's all-mate form. It's a big lump of blue fur, curled up in his favorite pillow.
こうやって見てると本当に寝てるだけみたいだな。
Seriously, why do you have tissues right next to your bed? It really does make me concerned. In that way, yes. I walk up to the pillow and squat down to look at Ren. Then I start to feel as nostalgic and pet its head with my eyes closed. I used to do this all the time.
Aoba.
While I pet the all-mate, remembering the past, Ren watches from beside me.
Aoba, その犬がという言い方はおかしい気もするが、そのオールメイトの期待が大事か。
Yeah, because nostalgia.
もちろん大事だよ。俺にとってはこいつもやっぱりお前だし、何よりもふもふだし。
Yes, it is. Just don't bring Clear near him, because who knows? How long do you think Clear be like, fua, 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 him? God, that was so adorable. I tease with a sly smile. Oh, God, but you're on a roll today. I swear to God, do you not watch my videos? Seriously, these puns out of nowhere. Oh my goodness. I tease with a sly smile. Good, no pun intended. Reveling up with the fur on its belly. Then suddenly looked downhearted.
すまない、青葉。今の俺には以前のような体毛がない。
I don't want you to look like a caveman. I looked at him and flashed a big grin. I could almost see him lower his ears like he did as an all-mate. I reflexively reached my hand out to Ren's head and shuffle up his hair.
ごめんごめん。変なこと言った。でもそんな顔しなくても大丈夫。こうやってモフモフできるしな。
If you want to find out where his other hair is, if you know what I'm saying, the other hair, the one down south, I'm pretty sure that's fluffy down there too, Alo, but I'm pretty sure we'll get really happy from it. Just saying.
これはモフモフとは違うと思うが。
いいのいいの。俺にとってはモフモフなの。
Oh, God.
青葉がそれでいいと言うのなら。
A relieved smile comes from Ren's face, and he suddenly drops his gaze to his hands. When I look, I see his left hand clenched into a fist. Well, he did say something like his left hand hurt this morning.
で、調子はどうだ？
まだ少し違和感がある。だがこうして常に動かしていれば、そのうち解消されるだろう。
Well, that's good.
少し見ようか。
When I say that and grab his hand, I realize something. What do I mean? Looking at it, he's not an all-man anymore. It's not like I need to take out any tools and do maintenance on him. I know that by reacting on my own when I heard he wasn't in good condition. It was always like that before. It feels like a little lonely thinking about it. Before I noticed, Ren is watching me silently, and I pull my hand back in
ごめ
embarrassment.
ん、つい癖で。
いや、いいんだ。医者からもあまり動かしすぎるのは良くないと言われている。今日はもうリハビリは終わりにしよう。
うん。それじゃあ、これやらねえと。
Is having sex on the better part of the rehab assignment, is it now? Okay, I was just kidding, but am I wrong? I enter Ren's face and knock our foreheads together. Okay, maybe it was a part of the rehab assignment. Who the fuck knows? Oh God, it was a good life charm when I did maintenance, but now it's a charm when we finish our rehab exercises. When we do this, I always feel like a little happier and let out a concealed sigh.
いつもこうやってるとさ、実感する。
何をだ？
レンが今ここにいるってこと。触れられることが本当に嬉しい。
I'm sure you're really glad to touch him, Aoba.
青葉。
Maybe it's because I've just gone down nostalgia lane that I feel a little bit more sentimental this time. A lot of things happened to get here, but it's because of it all that we're here today. When I think about it, I can't help but to enjoy the happiness I have together with Ren.
タワーから脱出した時さ、お前、
Oh, sorry.
お前がいなくなってから、俺、すごい寂しかった。
Well, Mink
本
is
当にも
gone.
う誰もいなくなったんだって思って。
And I think Noise is gone as well. Clear is still somewhere above. He's probably right just listening to all this right now, but not everyone's gone. We never talked about those feelings since I met him again in the hospital. He had rehabilitation and all that, so I thought it would be better if I didn't mention it. I thought that I shouldn't voice any of those small complaints, but I feel like I should bring it up now. Not as a complaint, but as my honest feelings. When he hears that, what I have to say. Ren pulls a little distance away from my forehead and lowers his eyes apologetically.
あの時は本当にすまなかった。
Oh.
あの時俺の意識は消滅しないはずだったんだ。俺もそう思っていた。
You're so adorable.
そうなのか。
ああ。 だが現実世界へ戻ろうとした瞬間、声が聞こえたんだ。セイの声が。
セイの？
セイにおいでと呼ばれて意識が引っ張られていく感じがした。そして気づいた時にはセイの体に入っていた。
セイに呼ばれて。でもそんなにすんなり入れるもんなのか？人の体に意識がとかって。
Well, I would say the reason that is because maybe, again, since Sei and Aoba were related, like, genetically speaking, it would make sense that Ren could fit into Sei's body, or just, go into, like, a complete fit, is because it's like Aloba's, in a sense. You see what I'm trying to say there? Like, again, no pun intended, but seriously, like, it makes sense to me, that's all I'm trying to say.
アオバとセイはもともと一つの生命体だったものが双子として分かれて生まれた。
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I meant.
そして俺自身も元はアオバの一部だ。アオバの片割れと言えるだろうセイの体だからこそ入ることができたのかもしれない。
That is exactly what I was trying to point out. That made it sound a lot more complicated.
セイもそのことを分かっていたんじゃないかと。
The game that was sent right after I was called about Ren being in the old residential district hospital. The present from the princess that was always guiding me. If then, maybe Sei's conscience had completely faded by then. Maybe there was a scattered fragments of him that were still left behind. Then maybe that was the last thing Sei told me. Giving his body to Ren was truly the last gift he could have given to me.
セイの体に入った時、懐かしい感じがした。
I know. That's why we all love Sei. We barely even saw him. We barely even heard him, in fact. But, like, what he did was such a beautiful sacrifice. And so many feelings still. I really do. And we barely even knew him, which is how powerful of an impact Sei really was to us.
懐かしい？
ああ。アオバの中にいた時と同じような、アオバと同じものの中へ戻っていくような安心感があった。
Oh, really now? When you went inside, when you were inside of me? Oh. I'm sure you felt a sense of security down there if you were all... I would feel security too if I was in Almighty and Booty as well. So I completely understand where you're coming from, then.
あれはアオバとセイが双子だということが関係し。
そうか。
だがセイの中には何もなかった。意識が失われていたセイもあるが。
Oh, no warm feelings inside of him? Is that what you're trying to say? Nothing warm? It was all cold because he's already lost everything? That's a terrible way of putting it. Oh, God, I hope you didn't do an unconscious body, but...
だから俺の意識が入った今は、俺に適合しようとして、肉体が多少の変化を起こしている。
There was nothing in Sei. Ren's word prick at my my chest. Even though I can understand the fact, it's hard to accept that Sei had completely disappeared. Sei and I... Oh, you know what that kind of reminds me of? It looks like a pen versions of, like, Miku. Was it Miku's? Was it Miku and Luca, was it? I think there was, like, a pen model, and it was, like, Miku and Luca is what I'm thinking of. Like, that pen model. It looks like that, does it not? That, I knew it reminded me of something. I think I might have mentioned it before, maybe I didn't, but it does look like the pen models. Maybe you also know what I'm talking about if you're into Vocaloid. But we are one life form, but our paths diverge. So knowing we were born into this world, we can't change that, knowing that hurts. I can't ask myself if there wasn't any other way. Nothing will change even if I think about it now.
現実の肉体は今までとは全く勝手が違っていた。だからすぐには動くことができず、俺はタワーの崩壊で負傷した。意識はあったが動けず、瓦礫に埋もれていたところを助けられた。
That would make sense.
助けられた？誰に？
あの二人組だ。アオバのファンだとよく言っていただろう。
Oh, don't remind me. Oh, they're still alive. They need to go back in the trash can. What are they doing out? Oh, God. Even now they're still haunting us, Osmonds. They're still haunting us. And I don't even need to say who I'm talking about. We all know who what Ren is talking about. Vice and Trip. I remember the shock when it came to light that they were part of Morphine and feel bitter. Wait up. Virus and Trip?
もしかして、お前が入院したり、緑島の病院へ移ったりした面倒を見たのも。
ああ。入院中、俺はほとんど目を覚まさなかった。というより、肉体が昏睡状態に陥っていた。だが俺自身の意識は浮上することがあった。だからあの二人の会話は時折耳にしていた。
I feel so sorry for you today, because screw that! I do not want to listen with it. God, they're probably like, Aoba-san, I wonder what would happen if we actually stole him and took him to our private mansion somewhere outside of Mirojima. What would we, I would probably use some good old wine. I think I'll be using some good old cake. Okay, Trip, you need to calm down, dude. Cake is too far. You have such a sweet tooth problem. I don't know what the conversation will be, but that's what I'm imagining right now. I'm pretty sure it's creepy as hell. Oh, we can have a threesome with them, or a fivesome, which includes our freaking all-mates. I mean, God, anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch My Tracer right now, and you'll have a brilliant fun time. But, oh God. The nurse told me that Ren was transferred in from a hospital overseas. But if Ren said was true, then the ones who transferred him over were Virus and Trip. Which means that phone call I got. Oh, was that Virus? Wow, that is Virus.
なるほどね。
どうした？
いや、電話を取った時、なんか聞いたことある声だなとは思ったんだけど。
Not creepy at
あの
all.
電話、多分ウイルスだ。でもまさかかけてくるとか思わなかったし。
God, both are fucked up, man.
なんかよくわかんねえな、あいつら。敵なんだか味方なんだか。
I don't think any of us will understand, especially Trip. After what happened in Trip's route, like, what the... Like, that doesn't make any sense why he's still doing it. He's a crazy ass, you know, he's just crazy. Like, psycho crazy. Like, God, at least Virus has some sensibility, I guess. He actually comes to his senses unlike some others, but...
どちらでもないんだろう。あの二人は思うがままに行動しているに過ぎない。
Yeah, like I said before, they lived the Hakuna Matata life, especially Trip and his fucking lion, Welter. Oh, God.
を助けたのも気まぐれってことか？
おそらくだが、最初あの二人には俺が聖に見えたのだろう。途中でそうではないと気づいたようだが。
That makes sense.
何が起きてるのかわからないが、こんなところで犬死によりは生かしておく方が面白い。どちらかがそう言っていたのを覚えている。
They always find things more interesting.
なんだよそれ。あいつらまだ何か企んでるのか？
I hope to God they're not.
いや、そういった含みがあるようには聞こえなかった。
Don't sound so sure, Lel. With those two, anything could fucking happen.
俺には純粋な好奇心からの言葉のように聞こえたが。
To you, but you haven't seen some of the shit I've seen, man. Just
純粋な
saying.
好奇心ね。まあ、あいつららしいっちゃらしいのかな。
Just a tad bit. Thinking about them, I nod my head with mixed feelings about it all. I'm not exactly thrilled. Oh no, you shouldn't be. But they say Len. If it was for a specific reason, I should be thanking them.
あいつらさ、実はモルヒネだったとか。でも、あいつらがいたから、お前もこうして元気でいられるんだもんな。
See, now I just thought of like a complete like hentai scenario, if you will. Like imagine, since they saved Ren, if you will, by accident, because they thought it was Sei. I do agree on that part. Like, I'm pretty sure they thought it was Sei as well. They thought it was Ren. It's like, oh, let's put him back in the hospital in Mirojima. But, here's my thoughts. First of all, I hope they didn't do anything to Ren/Sei's body. Because, oh my goodness, again, that could be a hentai of its own. And two, God, that would be a messed up one, though. Because he wasn't able to move back then, you know? Like, oh... Anyways, that's the one. The second one is like once he becomes healthy, and I was like, I just want to thank you, Virus-san. Thank you for helping me out. It's like, I can imagine in the back of like Virus and Trip are like, you do us a favor for this, and I was like, oh, okay, well, sure, I'll go to your place and we'll discuss something. And you know, I can lead on to someone else, you know, owing someone a favor, and a very messed up favor, if you will. You see what I'm saying? Those would be too easily made one. I'm just pointing it out there. I wouldn't be shocked if someone did that by now. Anyways, oh. I bring myself back together and smile at Ren. He smiles with a grin, then closes his mouth.
Ren?
Ren stares at me with the earnest expression, maybe remembering something.
入院して肉体が昏睡状態に陥っている間も意識があったと言っただろう。
Did you?
俺にはいつも青葉が悲しむ声が聞こえていた。
それっていつ海外の病院にいた時も。
ああ、緑島に移ってきてからも常にだ。
Impressive.
耳で聞いていたというより頭の中に青葉の声が直接響いてくるような感じだった。
Well, we're technically one of the same, so you are a part of me, so that would make perfect sense. And God, it's just so weird saying it like that because we did each other, you know? So my voice went through, and I thought so from the beginning. Of course, it wasn't like I was always screaming or shouting. I always knew ever since Ren left me. It wasn't that he was gone. He would definitely meet again. With a hopeful wish, I prayed. I want to see him. Maybe those feelings kept screaming out from the inside of me without my noticing. So I couldn't help but to think that my feelings had reached then, now. Considering how Say and I were once a single being, it was an unbelievable idea.
本当は答えたくて仕方がなかった。今すぐにでも目を覚まして青葉に会いに行きたくて。
I wanna hug you right now, buddy. As he looks at me, he raises his hand towards my cheek. His fingers just stop right before they touch me. He looks away in hesitation. I know why he looked away and refused to touch me. This has happened many times before. He's hesitant. He's lost as to whether it's all right for him to touch me. Touch himself, I guess. And I mean, in this sense, I would make... Oh, God. I mean, am I wrong? Technically, he is. Just pointing it out there for y'all. So his body was really my twin brother Say's. Make it more awkward for all of us, will you? Oh, God. Then went to his body with his guys. That's what Say wanted. So he doesn't need to feel indebted to him using his body. However, I understand why he's so hesitant. I know that he's one with me as then, but at the same time, he's my brother. So I'm hesitant on whether or not we should touch each other that way. Oh, God. We both understand without saying it. No pun intended. And we haven't slept together ever once since we reunited at the hospital. Like when we had sex, I used scrap on myself. So straightforward about it. We held hands, but we didn't kiss. Or we couldn't. Even if we did, we always thought about him. About Say. I really do want to touch him. And Ren probably feels the same way. But noticing my hesitation, an anxious smile drifts to Ren's face and he lowers his hand.
青葉の気持ちは分かっている。青葉も俺の気持ちは分かっているんだろう。
It's safe to say that that is the case. Yes, Ren.
だからやめておこう。迷っているうちは後悔する確率の方が高くなる。
Or if we go all out, then maybe we'll feel okay. Ren's just away from me and sits on the bed. While I watch him, I wonder, really, is it okay to let it in now? No, it's not. I think he probably understood that feelings between Ren and I. He knew, so he gave Ren his physical body. Still very awkward, though, at least in my opinion. Both I and Ren wanted to return to reality and be able to touch one another. So today he used the last of his power and granted his wish. But it is alright just to leave it all like this? I really want to touch him. I can't stop myself from feeling that way and touching myself. Oh, I mean, again, am I pointing out that he is touching himself, technically speaking? Just technically. I know it's not really, but he is. It's just awkward. I can't imagine, like, if I saw my other self, like, right, sitting on this chair that you don't see across from me, I'll be like, anyways, that's just too weird. But I think Ren might feel the same way, too. But we can't tell each other. It's okay to do this with Say's body. It's okay to do that with Say's body. I gave up on answering that question a bunch of times. The more I thought about it, the more wrong it sounded. But I really hate leaving it all like this and all. Being able to touch Ren in real life, I can't give up now that the wish was granted. There were times when I came to the conclusion that it was just selfishness on my part. That I should have been happy with what we had now. Because Say's already given more than enough miracles. Yes, this is a miracle. If it didn't happen, then we would have gone back to our regular days before we went to Blam jail. That should be enough for me. I'm back to what my life was before, so it'd be weird to feel like it wasn't enough. But I'm greedy. I hate it. I want to touch him more. I want him to touch me. I love Ren. So I can't stop myself from being greedy. I want to hold him tight. Is that so wrong? Maybe I was interpreting, say the wrong way. What if I actually make Sei feel sad by having these feelings? I thought about it over and over, guilty. But I would always reach the conclusion that maybe I was wrong about that. Sei couldn't hear me anymore, so maybe I just wanted to convince myself. I've got no basis, but I kept thinking it was that way. That Sei won't blame me for what Ren and I choose. I still don't know how exactly to take Sei's intentions. Whether I was right or wrong about them. I'm lost on a lot of things, but I still want to do what I want to do. Because I don't think loving Ren, wanting to touch him is a bad thing. So it's okay, right? I don't know if it's okay. And awesome ones, let me know in the comment box down below. Do you think it's alright? I don't know how to feel. Yeah, again, it's not really, well, he is touching Sei's body, which is weird enough to say, but he's also touching himself. But anyways, that's how I feel. But anyways, awesome, we're going to stop here. I did enjoy this episode of Dramatical Murder Reconnect. Ren's good route. If you did, go ahead and leave a like and share the video you enjoyed. So I'm just going to call it. I'll see you later with another episode a couple days from now, probably on Wednesday-ish. I'm going to aim for Wednesday. I'll see you in another episode of Danganronpa tonight. Or before this, or maybe it'll be after this. I don't know. And I'll see you on another episode possibly tomorrow, Danganronpa. And I'll see you with Memento tomorrow on Tuesday. And until then, I'll see you later, okay? Love you. Don't forget to stay awesome.